Psychology of conspiracy theories. The 9/11 terrorist strikes are not only among the most impactful events in modern history but also among the best documented ones. Professional news crews and New York City residents made live video recordings as this terrible event unfolded, which were widely broadcasted. We all have seen the footage of United Airlines Flight 175 crashing in the South Tower of the World Trade Center from any possible angle, and were able to see how these impressive buildings collapsed like a house of cards. But although the footage is objectively the same, people appear to differ widely in what they are seeing in these recordings. Many people see how a passenger plane that was hijacked by suicide terrorists exploded upon collision, ultimately causing the destruction of the Twin Towers. Many other people, however, see direct evidence for controlled demolition. Not suicide terrorists, but the US government was responsible for the plane crash, and not the impact of the plane but explosives that were hidden within the buildings caused the destruction of the Twin Towers. The allegations that the US government helped to cause 9/11 are reflected in conspiracy theories that one can easily find on internet and social media. Large groups of concerned citizens, such as the 9/11 for Truth movement, made documentaries, published books and articles, and organized rallies to convince the public that the US government is withholding the truth about these events. Furthermore, there are many different variants of 9/11 conspiracy theories. The relatively milder variants propose that the US government is merely an accessory, and for instance assume that public officials knew that the terrorist strikes were coming yet deliberately failed to prevent them. Other variants make allegations of a more active role for the US government and propose that public officials directly organized and carried out these attacks. These latter conspiracy theories often portray the 9/11 strikes as a false flag operation, an attack that was designed to look as if it were carried out by other countries or organizations in order to justify far-reaching actions such as war. These false flag 9/11 conspiracy theories are well known for claims such as that the airplanes were remote-controlled, that explosives caused the destruction of the Twin Towers, that the Pentagon was hit by a rocket instead of a passenger plane, and so on. Whether we believe in them or not, such conspiracy theories surely are fascinating. Conspiracy theories appeal to a basic, dark fear that we all are string puppets under the control of powerful, sinister, and invisible forces. Conspiracy theories refer to hidden, secret, and malignant organizations that influence our lives without us being aware of it. Many conspiracy theories elicit a sense of what if among people. Can these theories be true? And what would that imply for how psychology conspiracy theories excerpted from the Psychology of Conspiracy Theories Chapter 2:18 We live our lives? Do we really understand the way that the world operates, or have we been deceived all along? There is something irresistibly mysterious, intriguing, but also frightening to a credible conspiracy theory, and therefore conspiracy theories have the potential to capture the attention of a broad audience. Such widespread appeal can for instance be seen in the prominent place that conspiracy theories have in popular culture. Many well-known blockbuster movies are based on the central idea of people being deceived or threatened by a conspiracy of evil and hidden forces. In The Truman Show, the lead character played by Jim Carrey is unaware that his whole life actually is a popular reality show under the control of a TV station. Everyone he knows, his friends, his family, and even his wife, are part of the conspiracy designed to trick him into believing that he leads a normal life. Another example, which seems very different but is actually based on the same conspiratorial principle, is The Matrix. A movie in which viewers are led to believe that life as we know it is a virtual reality illusion that has been deliberately pulled over our eyes. Human beings actually are prisoners of a conspiracy of hostile and highly intelligent computers, who utilize our life energy as efficient batteries. What connects The Truman Show and The Matrix is that they portray rather existential conspiracy theories, implying that our life in its most minor details can be controlled by a conspiracy without our knowledge. But there are also many movies that are based on more common conspiracy theories, depicting how government agencies or other organizations use excessive power to persecute citizens. Often these conspiracies have highly advanced technology at their disposal, which enables them to effectively track down their victims, e.g., Eagle Eye, the net, enemy of the state. Personally, I am a big fan of the Netflix original series House of Cards, which describes how a corrupt politician makes a career, all the way to becoming US president, through lies, deception, bribery, intimidation, coercion, and even murder. These movies and series all share a key element of many conspiracy theories, which is a depiction of powerful people or institutions as evil-minded, dangerous, and largely operating in the shadows. One factor that contributes to the widespread appeal of conspiracy theories is the possibility that they might actually be true. And in fact, conspiracies sometimes can and do occur. An infamous example of a real conspiracy at the highest political level is the Iran-Contra affair, which took place during the 1980s. US government officials were found to have secretly facilitated the sales of weapons to Iran, even though Iran was subject to an arms embargo. And then Psychology OFCONSPIRACY theories excerpted from the Psychology of Conspiracy Theories Chapter 2:19 used the prophets to secretly fund the Contra rebels in Nicaragua, even though further funding of the Contras had been explicitly prohibited by Congress. Another real conspiracy was the so-called Tuskegee syphilis experiment, in which scientists pretended to offer free healthcare to African American men. In reality, they studied the natural development of untreated syphilis, involving 399 men who had syphilis but were unaware of their condition and 201 healthy men as a control group. The experiment lasted for 40 years, 1932 to 1972. During this time, these men were never informed that they were taking part in an experiment, nor were they informed about their actual medical condition, and their illness was left untreated. As a result, many men suffered the consequences of untreated syphilis, including death. The Holocaust also was the result of a real conspiracy. While Jews were already widely persecuted and killed in Nazi Germany in the 1930s and early 1940s, initially the Nazis had hoped that due to the hostile climate most Jews would leave the country voluntarily. This did not happen on the scale desired by Hitler, however, and in January 1942 a conspiracy of 15 high-ranked Nazis and SS officers secretly gathered in a villa at Wannsee near Berlin. Although Hitler did not attend in person, the meeting had the purpose of designing a concrete plan to carry out Hitler's recent orders, which boiled down to physically exterminating all of the Jews in Europe. This meeting, commonly known as the Wannsee Conference, marked the beginning of the mass deportation of Jews to Nazi death camps, where they were murdered in gas chambers on an unprecedented scale. The Holocaust is now recognized as one of the biggest tragedies in human history. Yet it was not until 1947 that a legal prosecutor found evidence that the Wannsee Conference actually took place, by discovering the strictly classified minutes of this secret meeting. This book is about the psychology of conspiracy theories. There are many different conspiracy theories that circle the internet, some of them plausible or at least theoretically possible, e.g., perhaps Secret Service agencies.